I don't know this person. I do not advocate for this person because I know this person or group of people. But these people exist on planet Earth. Whoever came up with the idea of the Four Nations face-off deserves a massive raise. Whoever this individual is, you know what? Was it a Zoom? Was it a board meeting? Was it Gary Bettman?
I'm not giving him any credit for this, but...
Okay. Well, he had to say yes.
He did. That's true.
You know, he had to say yes.
Players Union had to say yes.
The Players Union had to say yes. I guess it's a team effort.
Sure.
Or a world effort. Because, as I mentioned the other day when we came back from our President's Day break, the NHL cracked the code. Every single major North American sports trying to figure out what to do with its all-star game, or in the world of the NFL, Pro Bowl games. Now they kind of just have a little bit of fun before saying, screw it, we'll just put the flags on them. If they're playing in a way that looks like flag football, let's just put the flags on them and have them play it. And it's kind of fixed that in a way. Baseball's still trying to figure out what to do with its all-star game. The NBA, as we all know, this weekend was the backdrop for talking about the Four Nations face-off. And for the NHL to take a week off and say, this is how we're going to spend it. We're going to spend it by having a mini World Cup pool play leading to a finals between the two teams that have the best points record in the group of four nations, and let the good times roll. Check that box. Honestly, last night, the finals with the TD Garden in Boston, as Sean McDonough on ESPN called it, one of the toughest tickets in the history of that arena. Stanley Cups have been played in that arena. NBA Finals have been played in that arena. Yeah. Concerts, name it. One of the toughest tickets in the history of the arena was a, if you will, gold medal game of a made-up tournament that meant nothing in the grand scheme of things except everything to everyone involved. Playing it, putting it on, coaching it, executing it, watching it, being fans for it. Kudos to the players for pouring it all out there and actually saying, we'll forego a week off and put their bodies on the line.
Yep.
Some of these guys who played in this tournament will not be available for the de facto start of the second half of the NHL season, which, by the way, is tomorrow. Some of these guys won't be available because they'll be in cold tubs. They'll be checking out the Epsom salts if they're lucky. They put it all out there. And for that, I say thank you. It means that much to you. Now I'm invested. Emotionally and potentially financially to start buying in and going to see these guys play and going to watch their games. They should be rewarded for it. And last night, there was no dropping of gloves, just a dropping of puck. That's it. And it was as intense as any Game 7 you'll see. It goes to overtime.
Of course, it had to go to overtime. Right? Of course.
Come on. Yeah. And then, just...
And then the way it ended, it had to end like...
Well, one of the stars of stars. The arguably greatest star on the planet playing the sport. And I know what I'm saying, who I'm including or excluding in that, but Connor McDavid, by the way, wide ass open in the slot, too.
That was an oh no moment.
Okay, right. Slow motion. I mean, because how is you'd be lucky if he misfired.
Right.
Not gonna happen.
Biscuit and basket.
Not from that length.
Wins the face-off himself. Winds up with the initial shot that started the sequence that wound up with a puck on his stick. Wide ass open in front of the net.
And when it felt the opposite was going to happen, USA was just pummeling the Canada goalie with shots and shots and shots. A point-blank shot that thought you were going to win it, minutes before. It felt like it was going to go USA's way, and then, bam, it was over like that.
First 5 shots was all U.S.
Yeah, U.S. scored first. Canada scored first, and then Canada scored the final 2 goals of the tournament. And took a deficit and turned it into an overtime win. And, McKinnon was just spectacular, right? He's the Four Nations MVP. And Team USA look great, too. Are there any more Kachucks? Can we find out? Can we get more? Can we make more?
Can always make more.
I guess.
Gotta talk to Mama Kachuk.
I don't know.
about that.
I mean, let's get more Kachucks because they're great to watch. They're just great to root for. And it was just all. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's awesome,
man. Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah,
congrats to them. And in terms of inventions, like recent sports inventions, I'm serious. I put it up there with the pylon cam.
This is where we're going. Okay.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Because in this day and age, how can you reimagine anything now?
Right.
Right. I mean, listen, TV networks always try to reimagine things. Every single TV network that puts on a Super Bowl now unveils the new graphics package that just makes it feel even weirder that it's the final game of an NFL season that you hope is never going to end.
Well, going back 30 years, the Fox box, that kind of changed
Yeah,
everything.
I mean,
Putting the time and score always on.
And the the strike zone?
Yeah, the strike
That the
zone,
umpires
the strike zone
hate.
box.
Made
it easier for us to complain about what's a ball, what's a strike.
The first down line that's unofficial. The yellow line is always unofficial.
The highlighted puck.
That was
didn't go over well.
That was a disaster.
That's on the opposite end of the Four Nations face-off. But for them to do this, and to have it richly rewarded by it meaning so much to the players and the coaching staffs and the fans, it's just incredible, just spectacular, and everyone else should take note. I know PK Subban is getting a lot of run for what he has said on the airwaves of ESPN, and how NBA players should take note about making a relationship with the fans by doing this sort of thing and having it work out. And he's not wrong. I don't know. Again, the NBA should absolutely do the United States versus the world, expand their rosters next year, and take the week off. And NBA players is just like, hey, I hate to say it, but tough, right? Tough. But it's never going to happen. I can't see it. But also USA versus the world. It's not a week-long tournament. It's just one game on a Sunday. This was a week plus off from the NHL, and they spent it by saying, okay, United States, Canada, let's go Finland, let's go Sweden, let's give the Russians the week off, and you stay home because, the NHL is still anti-communist. Hey, listen, you talk about the miracle on ice, right?
Nice.
Russians, are the... I can't believe I got to remind people they're the bad guys.
They're the bad guys. They will always be the bad guys.
I mean, we're talking about Ruzioni came out last night.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, in the Johnny Hockey sweater, Johnny Gaudreau, who went to BC in the area, and we all know he and his brother got mowed down by a drunk driver in one of the most tragic stories you will ever hear. Apparently, Johnny's wife was there last night, too.
Oh, wow.
I mean, for Ruzioni to come out and be the Team USA captain, and Gretzky's out there, too. I mean, they checked every box of nationalism and excitement, and I can't rave about it enough.
Yeah, and for something that might end up being a one-off. Like, this is...
Really? That would be a bummer.
I think they've said they're going back to the traditional all-star format next year, but I don't know how you ditch this after the success
next
we just
year,
saw.
if I'm not mistaken, the 05, the 25-26
they're
season.
taking a break for Olympics.
Right. So the actual, worldwide tournament is going to be played with NHL players, so I'd kind of understand that, but then let's run it back the year after that.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Right? And then let's have the NBA take a week off, I'd say USA, Canada, and then France. And then, I don't know, you make up an Eastern European team?
Maybe you go the rest of the world. I mean, look, Australia, there's like
Australia's got some players.
10, I think, players. Maybe you go the rest of the world. I don't know.
Where it would be Luka
little
and
6-team round robin, maybe?
6-team? That wouldn't be bad.
6-team round robin?
And then the top 2 make it?
Yeah.
And then maybe they keep what they have in the All-Star game now with the points, right? Like game to 40, game to 50, make it.
Do you do it that way?
I think you kind of want to, if it's
I
a
don't know.
tournament.
Make it like.
If you're going to do the whole week, then no.
Well, hold on a
wouldn't do
second.
it like
Maybe,
that.
Adam Silver went on DP's show and talked about 10-minute quarters, remember?
Yeah.
And then got a lot of pushback there.
Well, maybe do that for this.
Maybe do that for this.
For the Six Nations or something.
But then I'm watching this hockey game yesterday, right? And I'm starting to think, like, I don't know why we've never discussed this before. Like, why doesn't basketball, this would be kind of funny, take some of these hockey rules? Like, not every foul, but if you commit a certain type of foul, not only do you get the foul, but now you have to sit out. Now the other team has a 5-on-4 advantage.
Like a minute
in
penalty or something?
basketball. Yeah, just what if you
a
actually
power play in
Yeah,
basketball?
what if you actually do that? Like
Now we're talking.
a certain type of foul. Okay, now you're a minute. So now you might have to run 5-on-3 for 2-3 minutes.
Oh, man.
You know?
Didn't we also see a man advantage in Hoosiers? But that was the coach who
That was
only put 4 on the floor, right?
voluntarily.
That was voluntarily. Coach Dale was trying to rethink the way of coaching your team.
Just last night I was thinking, how exciting would that be if you had to go run 5-on-4?
Maybe if you get teed up, you got to sit for 2 minutes.
Yeah, just something.
Something.
You could red card a baseball player.
You have to play without a fielder?
You got to play without a fielder.
Center
Eight
field
guys
is
out.
wide
8 guys in
open,
the field.
Stan. Look at that hole
Hey,
down the
What
third
if we
baseline.
hockified other sports?
We're trying to reimagine. We're trying to reimagine because right now the NHL they nailed it. Look at us talking about it.
RES Consulting.
It is. Yeah, I know, right?
That's what we do.
This is what we do.
I think it was incredible, awesome, right?
It was awesome.
Yeah,
And you know how I feel about pylon cam.
was great.
I mean, like this is the highest praise I can offer.
And what you said about the athletes actually carrying
That's it.
that really
That's
does
the
me
most
because
important thing,
I
yeah.
think I told you guys, years ago I used to be this Cowboys fan who we lose on Sunday, I'm mad till Wednesday, I'm probably breaking the cup, and then I would see guys at the post-game press conferences and it didn't seem like they cared. And after a while I was like, all right, maybe you care a little too much.
Yep.
And I'm just saying, like, so as a fan, you want to make sure that the guys care as much as you do. And it has nothing to do with the Cowboys. You could be a fan of any team, Rich, like the Jets, for instance.
Why are you saying that?
Well, because you're pulling this thing out.
Well, I mean,
it's
if
not
you
about
just
me.
sign it. If you don't, just sign it.
sign
Just
it.
sign the release of fandom. It's sitting right here. It could be
You sign
notarized by
one
an
for
actual
the
notary.
Jets, and then I'll consider signing that one. At least I do have championships to remember.
Just sign it,
Guys, it's
just
Friday.
Sign it.
It's
just
a
sign
happy
it.
Friday.
Just sign it.
Happy
Just sign it.
Friday.
Since you let me be the RES notary,
Yes.
I took the liberty, I hope you don't mind, of adding myself to the RES graphic.
Oh, really?
You got that, Hoskins?
What do we got? Oh,
Whoa,
wow.
whoa,
Wait a
you're
minute.
calling for
second, bro.
graphics.
You don't
It's well
I
deserved.
guess I called for it too soon.
Oh, you
I
Oh,
messed
it's
it up.
still loading.
First of all, how do you
Just
just
stick to-
add yourself
Stick to
something?
audio, man. We got it? Is it coming? Here it comes. There it is. Oh, wait a minute. You're on the lampshade?
That is
I love
real-
lamp.
That is a little. I don't know if we should send that out to clients, man. That's
That
a little weird,
is.
man.
Do you really love the lamp, or are you just saying it because you saw it?
I love lamp. I love lamp.
Okay.
Is this just an excuse for you to play the drops?
That's exactly right. He's producing his own segments. See?
Again,
This is what happens when Del Tufo
Right,
gets
it's-
Wally pipped.
it's just so
he's getting
weird
ready to
to
work
have,
faders for tonight's Michigan State game on Fox.
Sitting next to someone who cares. It's so
And
weird.
you're going to be tuning into that too.
Oh, I will be.
And it's going to sound great.
What
Oh,
if
I
it
will
does-
be.
What if it doesn't? though?
Maybe.
What if it sounds awful?
Okay, what if it sounds terrible?
We hope.
Well, we know who would. Then we've got a great Monday segment. Are you here Monday, or is he? Are you here Monday? Or are you here Monday?
I think he's here Monday. I'm here Tuesday.
Hey!
Chris
And
and I will be here all
there
week.
was much rejoicing. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.